Last week we featured Smokey, who I'm thrilled to announce has been adopted. Now let's do the same for Jojo. Find out more about him after this segment.
So Tales of Hawaii is an alternative for people who need pet care. For many years there were only vet clinics for dogs to stay in, and we've innovated with cage-free dog boarding. We can accommodate right about 100 dogs in this facility, and in our second facility we'll be able to accommodate about 200. Our facility is a little different. You know, the dogs get to be running around and playing, and they get to burn off their energy. So at night when it comes time to sleep, you know, they're ready to go to sleep. We do have dogs that stay in the kennel, and those dogs, we accommodate them by taking them out for walks every 2 to 3 hours, and they get a lot of interaction, so we rarely clean up messes in the kennels. It's okay, Rima. We have different sections for all the dogs. We have the tiny dogs in one room that's a little more quiet. We have the big dogs down here in our bow wow, and they have 1,500 square feet to run and play. Then we have our medium dog area where the little higher active dogs, and that's the cabana, and that's upstairs. It's a lot like daycare, and you can't ignore when a dog needs something. You have to constantly clean, constantly work at keeping the dogs healthy and safe and knowing everyone. Most of the employees here know every dog's name.
This is Sachi. She's a good girl. This is Buddy, our beagle. His mom just started bringing him here because she wanted him to lose some weight. This is Rocco. His mom talks to him in mostly Spanish. ¿Cómo está? Ah, muy bien.
Stella is object aggressive, so sometimes when she chews up a toy, she doesn't like to give it back, so you have to open her mouth and get the toy out of her mouth.
A lot of people, they have an impression of their dog, and that's their dog as a human. We're going to be taking Clementine and introducing her to the pack. Does she have any discomfort zones with the other dogs? Is there anything that you're concerned about that we need to watch out for?
I think she gets a little timid sometimes around larger dogs.
Mm-hmm.
I brought Clementine in just for a light grooming and an evaluation to see how she does with other dogs in case we need to board her at some other time.
What we'll do is take her in, we'll have her slowly emerge into the pack, and once she's in there, we'll let her, you know, settle in and stay there for about 2 hours. Okay, come on, Clementine, say bye. Come on, Clementine. When they bring their dog here, it's different than even the dynamics at a dog park. They're there for an hour. They don't have that tendency to have to feel out the other dogs and find a pecking order. But here, almost instantly, they know exactly what they're walking into. You have some dogs that are naturally dominant, whether it be by their breed or just their personality. When we're in there with the dogs, we have to make sure that these dogs know that we're the leaders of the pack, that they have to turn to us first. If not, it would be chaos in there. Now Clementine came in, she's a small dog. I can tell by her mannerisms that she's on the shy side. She's not excited, she's not wagging her tail. Her eyes are a little bulging, so I know that she's gonna be a little nervous. It's gonna take some time to assimilate her into the pack. She's drooling a little bit, she has her tail tucked, so that's definitely signs of her being uncomfortable around the other dogs. So we're gonna try and make this as positive of an experience as a time for her. Because of her shyness, I'm gonna encourage her to choose to enter the pack, choose to be around the other dogs. And how I'll do that is I'll bring her in and I'll hold her so that the other dogs can't get into her face, because that's very rude and intimidating to dogs. We want to encourage sniffing at the backside where dogs communicate best. It's like a human handshake. So we'll let the dogs sniff her bottom, but if they're coming up to her face, we'll push them away and tell them no. If we start using any type of harsh corrections, we'll intimidate Clementine. So I'll hold Clementine on my lap and I'll soothe her, and as soon as she starts showing a little bit of interest in the dogs, I'll let her choose when she's ready to jump off my lap. Also, what I do is I start making my lap a little smaller and a little smaller by scooting forward on my seat. That way it's more uncomfortable for her to be on my lap than be in with the pack. And that's been a pretty successful tool in getting a shy dog into the pack. Clementine jumped off my lap and she joined the pack, and the other dogs were instantly trying to figure out who's this dog, what's going on with her, why is she involved in our area. I discourage the other dogs from overcrowding with a squirt of water on the behind. It's to keep them at bay so they don't overwhelm her. And now once they've settled down and not so much in her face, then Clementine turned around and now she wants to go and meet everybody. She was very respectful with the way she did it. She didn't go into anybody's face. She was always at the backside saying hello. And my guess just from this past 10 minutes with her is that it'll take her a little bit of time to be comfortable with the other dogs. She'll probably have to come for 3 consecutive days before boarding. The Beagle in her will come out, and I'm very sure that she's going to start being a social, playful dog.